Hey, what's going on? Green Thumb. We're in the greenhouse again. So you guys have been watching my grow in here. You know that I've got a pretty bad fungus gnat problem, and by pretty bad I mean it's. If you see me doing this, it's because the stupid flies are landing all over me. So I've got yellow sticky traps put out. We're trying to deal with the adult fly issue. Um, I tried to use peroxide to wipe them out, but the infestation was too severe because what happens is every adult fly can lay 2 to 300 eggs a piece, and the adult fly's lifespan is about 3 weeks time. So I'm trying to wipe out the adult flies with the sticky traps, but the infestation of the larvae in my soil is just way out of control. So I'm currently water stressing my plants because the larva lives in about the top inch of your soil. So if you let that get really dry, it starts killing off the larva. But if your plants are in smaller pots, like something like one of these, right? It doesn't take long for the top of the soil to dry out and then the water just to deplete in the rest of the pot. So some of my plants are really not happy, but I'm doing what's best for them. So I told you guys I had a secret weapon and I was really trying my best to get my hands on it. It's called neem cake. It's the leftovers from when they press out neem oil, right? They come in pellets or powder or whatever. It's really hard to find that product, and I found it through a company called Black Swallow. It's in Ontario. I contacted them, but they want more for shipping than the cost of the item, and it was cost prohibitive. So we're going a different route. So this is what I got. These are mosquito dunks. Okay. In each one of these rings, they're look how big they are. Okay. Got 6 in a pack. You can get these on Amazon. So what each of those rings are essentially is just a compound. I don't know if it's like talc or whatever, and it contains billions of Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria. They're in stasis right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these, or maybe 2 of these, and I'm going to fill it. I'm going to fill a tote with water, and I'm going to put these in the water, and these pucks are going to break down, activate all the BT, and then I'm going to water every plant in the whole greenhouse. So I've got a computer on my lap here. So I'm going to read you guys some information, and normally I don't read off of like a cheat sheet or whatever, but I just want to make sure that you guys get the right information so you know where I'm going with this. You know it's something that you can use for yourself if you have this problem as well, okay? So BT is a bacterium. It's found in soil all over the world. It's called Bacillus thuringiensis. And there's multiple different kinds, okay? In this one, it's Bacillus thuringiensis Israeli, what's it called? Bacillus thuringiensis israeliensis. And these are used for mosquitoes. So if you guys have water troughs, rain barrels, stuff like that in the spring, you can always see the little larvae for mosquitoes swimming around in them. It's like a massive breeding area for mosquitoes. You can throw one of these mosquito dunks in and it'll wipe out that mosquito larva. So what happens is the BT for short, Bacillus thuringiensis, BT for short, what they do to replicate themselves is they make spores, okay? And those spores will eventually turn into more bacteria. But when you water those, when you put these spores in the soil, the larva from these fungus gnats will eat the spore. And that spore will poison, essentially, it'll degrade the stomach lining of the larva and it'll kill them in 1 to 5 days. They starve and they die from infection in their stomach lining. Humans, we don't have to worry about damage from BT because You need a pH of 9 to 10.5 to activate the toxin in the casing of the spore in this inside the stomach. And our pH in our stomach is not that high. So this stuff is totally safe to humans. You guys know I grow strictly organically, right? And if this was anything in any sort of toxic manner that I'd have to worry about me or my kids eating it, this stuff would never even enter the front door of my house. Okay, so you can trust me on this one. So if you guys grow organically like me, this is definitely an option for you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take 1 or 2 of these mosquito dunks, probably 2, because I'm going to do multiple applications. Do one and then do one another day or so after, just so I firmly saturate the soil. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just saturate the soil in these pots, because not only are the larvae in the top of the soil, which I'm drying out and trying to kill them, but all my pots have drip trays on them. So there's moist soil on the bottom. And chances are that I also have larvae at the bottom of my soil living in the moist soil there, because they're hiding and they're not getting dried out by the actual drying out of the top of my soil. Like, this is what my soil on the top of the plants looks like. It's desert dry. And if you see some of the leaves on my plants, they're suffering. But I had to do this because the population in here, I mean, we're talking tens of thousands on these sticky traps. Check this out. So this is just one sticky trap I've pulled off one of my tomato plants. Look at that. All of my sticky traps look like that. Okay? So that's the plan. Here's the product. Mosquito dunks. Okay? So let's get to this. Oh, look at that. One just fell on the floor. So I've got a tote in the corner of the greenhouse here. I've already put 2 watering cans with 12 liters of water in it already. And I figure I'm going to put 4 in here, maybe 5. And then what I'm going to do after that is we're going to throw a couple of those mosquito dunks in here. Or maybe I'll just throw, I'm going to put 2 in. Because what I'll probably do is use all the water out of here and then refill it. Because as long as the mosquito dunk hasn't dissolved, because it'll slowly break down, as long as it's still in there, it's releasing all of those bacteria. All right, that's 3. Back for another one. There we go. We have 4 watering cans of water in that tote. And then this is what the puck looks like. Okay? It's a little bigger than a golf ball. And we're just going to throw that in there. And let the war begin. Because I think what's happening is I've tried to start some seedlings. And I think what's happened is those seedlings have germinated in the soil. And some of the fungus gnat larvae, which is such high in populations in the soil, and I think what's happening is it's actually eating all the little tiny roots that are developing on the seedlings, and it's just killing my seedlings off. So doesn't look like we're going to go ahead with cucumbers in here because it's getting a little late. So we're just going to focus on everything else we have growing. So I'm just going to let that thing, see? And as this sits in the water, it's activating all of that Bt bacteria, which is then going to destroy, all of these friggin' larvae that's in my soil. Okay, so I'll get back to you guys and we'll see how this works, okay?